We're going to get great insight here. Look at it in Martha's dinner party. Now, as they were traveling, Jesus, the apostles, he entered into a village, Bethany, and the woman named Martha was welcoming him in her home. She had a sister named Mary who was seated at the feet of Jesus. And by the way, every time you meet Mary, there are 6 Marys in the New Testament. Every time you meet this Mary, the sister of Martha, she was always at the feet of Jesus. She was seated at the Lord's feet, listening to his word. But Martha was distracted with all of her preparations, and she came to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the serving alone? Then tell her to help me. The Lord answered and said, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things. But only one thing is necessary, for Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. You get the setting? Jesus came with the apostles. Now Martha's in the kitchen. She is just working, trying to prepare some gourmet falafels. And she has got a lot of pressure. There's Jesus, and there's her sister who lives there with her, Mary, and she's at the feet of Jesus, listening and worshiping. And she goes in there and says, Jesus, tell my sister, Mary, to come here and help me. And there are 3 words there using how Martha felt. And you put them all together. She had, in the words of a southern household, she had a hissy fit. You know that word? Great, deep, philosophical word. She was upset. She was mad. I'm doing all the work around here. I need help. Jesus, tell Mary to get in the kitchen. We got to get these gourmet falafels prepared for these very important guests. And Jesus said, Martha, Martha, the best part, Mary has chosen to sit at the feet of Jesus and to worship and to be instructed. And what she's chosen will be with us forever and forever when we worship. And we'll forget about whatever we have for dinner tonight. Now, there's not a female here who's not had the experience of Martha. Everybody was out there watching the game, fellowshipping, having a good time. And here you are, locked up in the kitchen, trying to prepare for everybody. And everybody seemed to be blind and helpless in realizing you might need somebody to get the meal ready. Right, ladies? So, here's what we have. We have Jesus, some people think, sort of putting down Martha. He was not. He was simply saying, and this is the operative word in this little story that Jesus wants us to get. It's a word, priority. How we get our priorities in line. And it is the number one priority, Jesus says, is to worship. Now, he knew about working. He was a carpenter, son of a carpenter. He knew the necessity of work. He would say, well, don't work, spend all your time worshiping. No, he would put it in the right order. Ladies and gentlemen, understand that worship needs to precede work. And when worship precedes work, wonderful things happen. Our work begins to work. What we do, whatever your calling, whatever your vocation, recreation, recreation, what are we doing? It in of itself becomes worship. When we begin with worship, worship flows all the way through everything we do. A lot of people are fretting around. I'm worried about this. I don't know what to do about this. I'm upset, and here's this or that or the other. And you start with worship. And in that quiet time, in that personal time, a little bit in that book, and listening and talking and praying, out of that experience, everything begins to work.